and we are officially alive with Amira Willighagen. Is that right?
Yes.
And Amira is a very unique person, and I'll tell you why. Because Amira is 13 years old, and like most 9-year-olds a few years ago, she decided to enter a talent competition. It happened to be Holland Has Got Talent. You know, you get America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, we've even got South Africa's Got Talent, and of course Holland has got talent as well. And you decided to enter that particular show. Now, why did you choose Holland's Got Talent? I mean, when you're going to a show that size, I mean, you must bring something to the party. It's not like, yeah, I'm going to play the triangle or I'm going to play the cymbals. I mean, you obviously knew that what you were bringing to the show would blow them away, or you hoped it would. Is that correct?
Yes, I hoped they would like it. First I wanted to enter The Voice Kids, but that was pop music, and I couldn't sing pop. I could only sing opera. So I entered Holland's Got Talent. That is, you can do everything. And yeah, I hope they would like it, but I didn't expect so many views on the YouTube videos and so many publicity.
I mean, that must have been, look, for most people to have, let's say, 100 or 1,000 or 200,000 views, I mean, that's overwhelming. How many views have you had on that video?
20 million.
20 million.
Yeah, there are a lot of videos of my audition. So in total, it's 60 million of all the videos of my audition.
Does that even like make sense to you?
No.
No. Okay. So now, when I watched the first time that you appeared, you auditioned on the show, and obviously the video was all over the internet, and I got to see it a couple of years ago, and I thought, I want to interview Amira, because when you got on the show, you said something that blew my mind. And I need to clarify this, because I don't know if it was the show that mixed the message up, but you said something like, my brother Vincent, he took part in a talent show, and I wanted to take part in a talent show too. So I decided I was going to sing a song, and I looked on YouTube and I found a song that I liked, and this is the song that I'm going to sing. Is it something like that?
Yes, it's something like that. But then my brother didn't compete with a talent show, but he played the violin in parks in the Netherlands with Queen's Day, for example, and people were clapping and like, oh, he can play so good. And yeah, I was sitting and eating cookies, and yeah, I didn't have anything to do.
But now you were watching him play the violin, and you thought, I would like to do something too to entertain people. Were you able to sing opera, or did you learn that from YouTube?
Well, I think I had already a little bit of operatic voice, and I was always attracted to classical music, and I wasn't listening to pop music a lot. So I listened and I sang, and I could sing. Yeah, it was very weird, and I learned the lyrics by YouTube, but I think I already had the voice, I think.
Okay, but now let's be honest here. I mean, I have a daughter who is 9 years old, and I have a daughter that is 11 years old. And when people stand up on stage and sing, and they love to stand up on stage and sing, you can say, you know, that child's got a good voice. But your opera voice, it must have been a trained opera voice. You can't just make up a voice. You can't just get an ability. You know, I'll just try a few songs. Hey, I think I've got an opera voice. I'll just sing. I mean, how does that happen?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just got it as a gift. I didn't learn to make vibrato in my voice. I always sang with vibrato, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't learn it by a teacher, because I didn't have a teacher before Holland's Got Talent. After it, I did, because to get my vibrato more under control. But
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So let me see if I've got this right. You never went for singing lessons before Holland's Got Talent.
No.
How many singing teachers were knocking on your door the very second you went for your first audition?
None. No singing teacher was knocking on the door.
I cannot understand that. I mean,
But
you know, as someone who's not a singer myself, and my family can testify to that. In fact, they would probably use me to disperse crowds. Someone like you, when you see a talent like that on a program, and then you find out that, for example, they never ever had a teacher or coaching, surely the teacher would go, now that's someone I would love to work with because there is huge potential. And you say that didn't happen.
no, but there were a lot of hoe zeg je het platencontract?
Say in Afrikaans. I'll try and understand.
Records, what?
Record contracts.
Record contracts, like Sony, that wanted to
Mhm.
have me and make CDs with me, but I could only go with Sony because they were coupled to Holland's Got Talent. So if you win the competition, you get 3 years and you can make
Contract.
CDs. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so now let's take. Oh, we have Stefan as well. We've got quite a few people from all over the world. I'm just going to mute Stefan. We've got Stefan in Denmark. We've got Lorraine in the USA. We have Lisa in the USA, and we have Govinda in Nepal. And we've got a whole bunch of live viewers from all over the world. And I'm hoping that they're going to be emailing questions through to info@livingmaths.com because I know that they've got lots of things they want to ask you. So, I mean, you go to the show, you now know that you can sing a little bit. You haven't had a teacher to say, I think you're going to win this. You just go in and think, no, I think I've got a good chance. And your parents go for it. It'll be a great experience. Let's see what happens. You stand up on stage and the 3 judges watch you singing. And I know that sometimes there's some creative editing with the program, that it doesn't always look like that. If you watch the full video, you'll notice that, for example, they leave out little bits or they cut little bits to make it look a bit more exciting. But when you stood up and you sang, you could actually see the reaction of the judges. They were like, what is going on here? Did you get a sense of that while you were singing, thinking, is there something wrong with me? Why do they keep looking like that?
Yes, first they were looking like, huh? And I thought like, is it ugly? But then people were clapping and saying, woo! So then I thought, I think this is a good sign.
It's a good sign. And then, of course, you managed to perform and then you blew the judges away. Was it that particular one where they dropped all the golden... I don't know. I didn't see the last bit, but I do remember seeing some video footage of golden streamers and things falling on top of you. Was that like they put you straight through to the next round? Is that what happened?
Yes, you can skip around. So you have a round on TV, and then you have a little rounds between where you sing, and then people are left out, and then you go to the half finals, to the semi-finals. And I was straight to the half final, so that was nice.
Wow. And then, of course, you ended up winning Holland's Got Talent.
Yeah.
How did your life change the minute they said, the winner is... And, of course, when they say it in Dutch, it's like speaking Afrikaans, but they're gargling water. En die gewinner is... And then they say your name, and you're like, what? Did they say my name? I mean, it must have been the most unbelievable experience.
Yes, it was amazing. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was like a dream.
But I mean, so now all of a sudden you win this competition. What happens next? It's been a few years since then. What has been happening since then?
I've been almost everywhere in the world. I perform in a lot of places. People take pictures on streets, asking autographs. Sending letters and presents, and with my birthday I got 10 boxes of presents, and only from fans. And yeah, my life changed. It changed.
But now you're still going to school. You still have your same friends. How did they react to all of this?
I was friends with a couple of girls, and then some girls suddenly wanted to be my friend. And yeah, I thought
I
like
can
that
imagine.
was because I was famous all of a sudden. And the other friends were just normal, and some are jealous, some are saying congratulations, and some are like she can't even sing. So yeah, it's deep.
So obviously you've worked out who your true friends are, and
Yes.
do they treat you any differently at school, or you just Amira at school?
Some treat me differently, but my real friends are just she's not the Amira, but she's Amira.
Ah, that's what I like to hear. And of course, when your school has a talent show and they go, oh, don't even enter. Amira's entering, it's over. Does that happen at all?
We had a musical on our school, and people are saying, Amira, are you going to enter? And yeah, I said no, because in a musical you don't sing opera, but musical songs. But everyone wanted me to enter. But,
Do you play any other musical instruments?
no.
So you don't play any instruments. Of course, you've got a very special instrument that can go reach all the different notes. Your brother plays the violin. Who else in your family plays instruments?
My mother played violin. She still has the violin, and she can still play, but she doesn't play a lot. And my father plays a lot of instruments. He plays accordion, and piano and organ.
Not. And do you think you got some of that from him, the love for classical music?
Yes, yes, I think so.
It's not very common for someone who's 9 years old just to listen to classical music. Normally you listen to pop music. So do you still like pop music?
Yes, my friends listen it a lot. So yes, sometimes I listen it too. But I also love 80s and Celine Dion. I listen to that a lot.
Oh. So
But
you're
my
an
friends,
old soul. I like that. So definitely your parents have given you the right influence. It's very important because the 80s and even if you go back a little bit earlier as well, some very good music. And then of course, because of YouTube and the internet, you can access any opera, any piece of music you like, and then you get a chance to. So tell me how, if you wanted to learn a new piece of music, do you just go onto YouTube and say opera music, and then you find a whole bunch of singers and go, now I want to learn that piece? How do you actually get to learn the words? Because not all of them are in Dutch. In fact, are there any in Dutch?
I don't sing opera in Dutch. I don't know. I don't think there's an opera in Dutch, not that I know of. But now I have a
Not
singing
yet.
teacher.
Not yet. Mm-hmm.
Now I have a singing teacher, and she helps me with the pronunciation of especially Italian and sometimes French and German, and yeah.
So do you think you'll be the first person to sing an opera in Dutch? It's possible.
Mm, well, I don't
You never
know.
know.
I don't
Your father can do the composing, you can do the singing, and it'll be the Willighagen spectacular. You never know. It could be a wonderful story about a young girl who enters a talent competition and wins, and then becomes world famous, and it'll be an amazing story. It almost even sounds real, but no one would believe it. So if you take the fact that you were on the show, you got to meet a lot of celebrities, and now all of a sudden the invitations are coming in to travel all over the world. Which countries have you visited so far?
Oh.
Wow, is it that many that you have to? Do you want it in alphabetical order?
England, France, of course, Belgium, Germany, Italy, Spain, Iceland, South Africa, Hong Kong, Malta, Argentina, Switzerland,
Monaco.
Monaco.
And you still have to think of all the others. Do you have like a map, a world map, and you put dots of all the places that you visited?
My fans are working on it, But yeah, it's almost not to keep by. It's lots.
It must be so nice to have fans. Yeah, my fans will work on it, no problem. And when it's my birthday, here's my order. I would like some chocolates from Switzerland. I like that. I should get some fans too. So now you've been to all these countries, but some of the crowds that you're working for are not 200, 300 people. Some of them are very large audiences. What is the largest audience you've actually performed for?
Het Vrijthof in Maastricht.
With Andre.
Yes, and how many was?
Yes.
What? 15,000 people.
15,000 people. And for those of you who don't know, you were invited to perform with Andre. And if you, I'm trying to pronounce, how do you say his last name? Andre
Rieu.
Rieu. And Andre is probably one of the most famous conductors in the world. He often comes out to South Africa, and when he comes, the shows are booked out before they even put the tickets on sale. That's how quickly they book out the tickets. And he puts on this massive show. You go along and you perform a couple of songs. Is that correct?
No, I performed one song, but it were I think 2 nights. Yes.
Oh, so one song, but on each night you did the same song.
Yes.
How do you feel when you're standing on that stage and there's 15,000 people watching you, and you're just sitting there going, "I've only got to do one song. Don't mess it up." So how do you get into that frame of mind?
Well, I'm not nervous or scared because I only see different colors of hair. I can't really see the heads, so I just look above and see the spotlights, and I sing like I do under the shower and at home and on my bike.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you sing while you're riding as well. You're multi-talented. Now, I've got lots more questions, but I also want to give some of the people a chance. Lisa, is there anyone in your class that would like to ask a question? Oh, I see some hands up. So Lisa, you want to pick someone and then just unmute your mic? So
Brayden.
There we go. Perfect.
Hello, this is Brayden. He has a question.
Hello, Brayden.
After Holland Talent, what was like your favorite moment after that? Like the biggest moment or your favorite?
I think yes, with Andre Rieu, when all the people stood up and clapped for me. Yeah, that was very nice.
Wow, a standing ovation at an Andre concert. I mean, that is huge. That is huge. But now, of course, the obvious thing that would happen is that when you go to a talent competition and you sing opera, you're going to be compared to a few other people that have done opera on talent shows and also did it at a young age. And I'm thinking Jackie Vanko and one or two of the others. How do you feel about people comparing you to some of those other performers?
Well, it doesn't matter for me. I just sing for fun. I'm not competing with other kids' talents. I think they also have a nice voice, and I sing for fun and to make people happy. And yeah, so it doesn't matter.
Just tell your dad to turn the camera around on him.
My dad isn't here.
Oh, he's not there. So who's there with you?
My manager.
Oh, your manager. Turn the camera on to Jan.
Okay.
Can we see Jan? Yeah, we
Hello.
just send her dad a message that she has been brought up right. That's for the dad and for the mom, that she's been brought up right because her values are in the right place.
We will definitely do that.
We like that. We like that. Okay, now you can go back to
She's done great.
Amira. Okay, so that was very important that we acknowledge that your parents are doing something positive, that they actually, that the fact that you're not competitive and that you're doing it for the right reason, that's a very good thing, because it means that your future and your career in music is going to grow purely because you're doing it for the love of it and not because you're driven by money, which I think is quite important. And before I ask you the next question, I'm going to give Lisa, is there someone in the class that wants to ask another question?
Lisa. Can you sing for us?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
she
I
can.
Yes.
So, but before I ask you to sing, and I know that you love singing, how do you warm up for a show, or when you're in your room for a concert? How do you actually warm up to get ready for a show?
Yes, yeah. I gorgel in that. I don't know what the English word
Oh,
is.
you gargle?
Yes, with water and yes, and a little bit, but not a lot.
Do you like go ho, 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 and you hit all the different notes?
Yes.
And obviously when you sing in opera, there's a certain amount of, let me just mute them. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So when you are singing opera, there's a certain amount of breathing that goes on as well. To hold those notes and to get the vibrato, to get the voice to vibrate. I mean, there's a whole bunch of techniques involved. So after the show, I assume that the music teachers that you're working with now are improving those particular skills. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So have you even warmed up? Are you able to sing a little bit of a tune for us?
Yes. I warmed up a little bit, but I can still gargle a bit with water.
Okay, you can gargle with some water. So how do you say it in Dutch? Gochel.
Gorgelen.
Gocheling. You see, in Dutch they gochel, and for the rest of us we gargle. So while she's gargling with some, she's got the water right there. Have a look. This is her technique for preparing. She tries not to drink and then get it to pour out of her nose. That's very difficult. Wow, that looked like an impersonation of a dinosaur baby looking for food. That was very good. And is that your gargling technique as well? You scream as loud as you can. Oh, I didn't know that that's how we gargle. Uh-huh. Oh, that obviously felt good. Okay, this is going to be fascinating. All right, whenever you're ready. Do you want some background music? Do you need a backing track?
No, I think
Or do you sing without?
I sing without. I will ask my brother
Okay.
tune. Vincent,
Nessun dorma.
Nessun dorma, het laatste refrein. Nee. Okay.
Oh, Vincent's going to play the piano.
Welke noot? D? Vincent. De D?
Yes, dies.
Die?
Okay.
Dis? Dies?
Wacht, welke is het nou?
Dies.
Oké. Oké.
All right, sure. Wow. A round of applause for that. Was absolutely amazing. I noticed that your dog also joined in and wanted to sing a few notes as well. Did he gochel? He didn't gochel? No? So that is amazing. But I did notice that you reach very high notes. Is that going to be different in the next couple of years? Is your voice going to start changing in any way that might make reaching those notes? Oh, let's have a look at the dog. And Vincent, hello, Vincent.
Hello.
This is Amira's brother, and And what is the dog's name?
Vicky.
Vicky. There we go. Let's get a photograph of Vicky as well. Excellent. Hello, Vicky. And you could hear that Vicky loves singing in the background. It was either him or Vincent. I'm not sure which one. But wow, and he's very cute. So Amira, how do you reach such high notes?
Just open my mouth very big and then, yeah, I can't.
You make it sound so easy. Wow. I mean, I open my mouth very big, but generally what happens is that food goes in it and no sound comes out. So, we have different techniques and we use it in different ways. And of course, you've now done very well on Holland's Got Talent. Do they ever invite you back to do guest performances?
No.
Sis, you better tell them that you're one of the most famous people from Holland's Got Talent. They need to get you back on the show just to, to give encouragement to all the contestants and show them that, even someone who started off learning songs from YouTube can make it big in the world. I'm still trying to get over the YouTube part. So now you obviously travel a lot, and I did a little bit of homework and I discovered that you come to South Africa quite often.
Yes.
And then the penny dropped that you have a connection to South Africa. What is your connection?
Well, my mother was born in South Africa, and I went there and they heard me singing, and then Koleska broers, broeders, they invited me for classics Groet, and then for Afrikaans Groet, and then for classics Groet again. So now I come there very often to perform.
And of course, you have grandparents in South Africa as well. Is that correct?
No, those are already gone.
So which family do you have in South Africa?
I have an aunt, uncle, nieces, and nephews.
Wow. And you were just in South Africa about a week ago.
Yes.
And what is your favorite place to go to in South Africa?
Ooh, Spur.
That is so funny. I will tell the owners of Spur. They'll be very happy to hear that. And do you obviously, when you go back to Holland, are there certain things in South Africa that you think, oh, when I go back, I'm definitely going there, or I'm definitely going to do this?
Well, in the Netherlands we don't have a lot of milkshakes, and in South Africa they have bubblegum milkshakes. So.
It's so funny. My very good friend Mats Valk, he is from the Netherlands, and he is the Dutch Speed Cube champion. You know, the Rubik's Cube?
Oh, yes.
So when he came down to Cape Town, he said to me, he discovered a wonderful drink, cream soda. Have you had cream soda?
Oh, yes. And also,
it's the most ridiculous thing. It's like the most common drink that people have here, and people think, nah, it's like Fanta or Coke. It's just a regular drink. But when Dutch people come here, it's a big deal. He was buying 5 or 6 at a time just to keep it, so that he always had cream soda with him. And of course, you like bubblegum milkshake, which we have plenty of that. And so you've obviously performed a lot in South Africa, and you get to perform with some very well-known people. And I was reading on the internet that you got to perform with Paul Potts.
Yes.
And Bemji as well from Cape Town. How does that feel when you get to work with the world's, well, I don't know about the world's best, but definitely some of the best talent in the world, in the opera world?
Yeah, it feels very nice, but also very weird, because I looked on YouTube for Paul Potts, and I heard him singing songs like Nessun, dorma, the same kind of songs I sing. And then I saw him in real, and I thought, like, whoa! It was like I was reading. Yeah, it was one of my best. It was one of my favorite opera singers.
Wow. And I mean, Paul Potts started off in Britain's Got Talent, and he ended up doing very well on that show. And why do you think that if you look at America's Got Talent, I mean, Jackie Evancho did very well, you've done well, Paul's done well. Why do you think the opera singers do so well on all the talent shows?
Mm, uh, well, I
It's a
think
tough question.
maybe some people want something unique because not a lot of people today sing opera. It's more pop, so I don't know. Maybe they like something unique. I don't know.
I mean, this is something that always sits in my mind, that if you ever go to operas, you don't find children sitting in the opera house. It's generally a lot of adults, and if you look only at the hair, it looks like a sea of gray. And generally it's because a lot of older people prefer to watch opera. How do we get younger people your age, to appreciate opera more?
Well, I think
I mean, do your friends want to go and see you singing, or they go, oh no, it's just Amira singing opera, it's not really our style, we'll go listen to something else?
yeah, they like when I sing opera and they think it's really cool. But I think I listened to Paul Potts and also Andrea Bocelli and Jackie Evancho, because if people sing opera, it's so serious and dark, and I think it could be nice to listen to too, because sometimes when I listen to opera, it's like very sad, and but there are also happy operas.
So you see, the Willighagen opera about the young woman who wins the Holland's Got Talent competition could be a very happy opera. And maybe then people would say, oh, I would love to go listen to a very happy opera about someone winning a competition. That would be amazing. But now, I mean, there's a good side to being popular, and you have all these hits on Facebook and your fans are sending you presents, but do you ever feel uncomfortable or a little unsafe, because when you go into a place, you're really not sure because out of your comfort zone? Do you ever feel like a little uncomfortable at times?
Yes, sometimes I do, because sometimes I go to very chic dinners and galas, and then people are eating so neat, and then I'm like, hello, and they're talking about business stuff, and then normally I talk with my friends, but then I have to talk to grown-up people, and I don't
Do
know
you
what
think
to say.
you're growing up very quickly?
I think I'm still a child of 13 years old.
Okay, so you're not letting it get to you. But now, when you travel overseas, someone has to go with you to make sure that you are obviously okay. Who gets to get their name pulled out of the hat and gets to go with you?
Well, sometimes my mom goes and sometimes my dad, but usually my mom goes with me. And if it's in a holiday, my brother goes with me too, but he can't just get free from school a lot. So yeah, if it's possible, my brother goes with me, but usually my mom and my father stays home to take care of my brother.
Ah, so I mean, it's not like your mom and dad sit there and they go, they don't do that to see who goes on the trips with you.
No.
They're not fighting. But I'm sure if you're going to exotic locations, they're probably sitting there thinking, oh, I've always wanted to go to Iceland. How are we going to make this happen? So then, of course, they're going to invite you and one person to come with. What happens if 2 or 3 want to come with?
Ooh, well, usually if my mom says I really want to go with, then it's done.
It's settled.
Yes.
Okay, and I mean, if you're going to go to a place, do you generally go for a long time, because it must affect your schooling? Surely you miss a lot of school because of all these concerts and things.
Well, I try not to miss a lot of school. So if someone asks, maybe I try to say, don't you have something in the holiday I can go with? But I can have some free. Like for South Africa, I got 3 weeks free from school, but usually it's
Wow.
just 2 or 3 days.
Wow, that is amazing. And obviously, because of you've got family there, you're not really going there to work, but you're going to spend time with your family. But then I discovered something very interesting about you, that, and I know this because you're not money driven. You take a portion of the money that you make from all your shows and your appearances, and you're putting it towards a very good cause. Can you tell us about that cause?
Well, I have a foundation, Gelukskinders. It's South African. It means lucky children. And I think every year I make a huge donation to my own foundation, and we can build a lot of playgrounds in South Africa for children that can't play. And my fans also give huge donations, and we have things to sell on our web shop. And as child, I know how important it is to play, so I can't imagine a day without playing. Yeah.
Wow, well, I think that is absolutely amazing. I mean, the one thing, and being an educator, I do know that children need to play, and I've seen the conditions in some of the townships in South Africa where, oops, we've lost. I mean, they can still hear us, but we've lost the. Oh, you're back again. Yeah. I think Gianni is busy pushing buttons on the phone. We've got a lot of children who literally they live in the poorest of poor areas, and they don't even have basic things like jungle gyms or swings or slides. And Amira, how many playgrounds have you managed to build?
3.
3. And have you got a goal as to how many you want to build?
No, I don't want to be stressed like, oh no, I have to build more playgrounds. I just we are trying to make a playground every year, and so far it worked, and we're busy with the 4th and with the 5th, so it's going fast enough.
Now you see, for me, one of the things I like about what you do is that you're an excellent role model. That this is something that comes from your heart, that you want to give to another country. I mean, I understand that you have roots in South Africa, but Holland is your country, and yet you still want to give to others. And I mean, you could keep that money and it could go towards your college fund and whatever, but I think that you have the confidence to know that because you're doing this out of love, that what you give will come back in other ways.
Yes.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
Good. That's what I like to hear. And you weren't even thinking that, should I believe it? You were like, yes, I do believe it. That's with confidence. What are your plans for the next year or 2? I mean, I'm sure people are booking you up already at least a year in advance because you're quite a busy person.
Yes. A lot of Christmas concerts, and of course a lot of performances in South Africa and in other countries, I think, and more playgrounds. I think how it's going now, it's good. I have enough performances, enough playgrounds. Yeah, it's going good.
That is wonderful. What kind of playgrounds do you put in? What sort of things do you like to add into a playground?
Swings and slides and jungle gyms and roundabouts. That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. The merry-go-rounds, those things, yeah?
Yes.
And you obviously enjoy going to parks as well, and that's why you want others to enjoy that experience.
Yes.
That is amazing. So now I'm going to ask, do any of the other panelists want to ask any questions? I know that one of my colleagues here in South Africa, Betty, wanted to ask about how you felt with winning the thing, but I did ask you that earlier on. Lisa, do any of your kids want to ask if they're still there with you? Lorraine, do you have any questions? Or Govind in Nepal, do you want to ask any questions? Sometimes they're quite shy. You know, they are talking to a major star, and, you know, it can be a bit intimidating to ask a question. And I'm not getting any feedback there, so I'm just going to carry on. I'm going to only spend a few more minutes asking questions. your goal is to obviously finish school.
Yes.
Then, do you want to study at university?
Yes.
Do you want to go into music? Do you want to go into something else? What sort of things were you thinking?
Well, I would like to go to college and be a lawyer one day, and I will just continue singing and be a lawyer, because if something happens with my voice, then I have nothing. And I watch all those series on Netflix of all the lawyers, and I like it a lot.
What is your favorite subject at school?
Those of course music and art, and all those nice arty things, but also the cultural ones. But I'm not the one of the language that you have to read and read and read and get them in your head. And I don't have a very good memory.
You say that, but yet you're singing full opera pieces in other languages, and you're so good at it.
Oh, thank you.
How is that possible? How do you do that if you don't like reading and learning off by heart, but yet you go along and you stand up in front of a crowd, you're not even nervous, and you're able to sing it like this?
Well, usually I listen to the music a lot, and eventually the words are in your head. But then I only have to practice the pronunciation. But with learning French, just words standing there, you just have to read the words over and over again. And singing is much more fun.
So why don't you sing your French homework? I think that's what the teachers should allocate singing homework for you, so that at least when you come into class, you can sing all the verbs and all the nouns, and they'll be blown away by the performance. It'll certainly make a big difference. So now, when are you coming next to Cape Town?
To Cape Town? No idea.
Okay, so here's the deal. When you and Vincent come down to Cape Town, there's a bubblegum milkshake waiting for you, and I'll take you to the Spur. Because
Okay.
I know how much you love the Spur. Is that a deal?
Deal.
And if your mom and dad come with, they're welcome to join us as well. So now, and Jan, if Jan comes, he can also come. The other thing I want to know is, if you were going to give advice to young people who want to get started out in the business of performing, you must remember your story, it all worked out. But for a lot of children who go up to Holland's Got Talent or South Africa's Got Talent, they perform and the judges go, and then they go, well, that's the end of my life because I didn't succeed like Amira did. What sort of advice do you give them?
Well, some children are, for example, pushed by their parents, and then they're not doing it for fun. They're doing it for something else. I don't know what, but that's not good. I think you have to do what you like. And if you don't like musical things, you can dance. So, yeah, just do what you like, and then you can see from the outside and you can hear that you like it. Otherwise, you sing like la la la, and it's not magical.
But now I'm curious. A lot of people who go onto the shows and audition, when they sing, any normal person looking at that person would go, what were they thinking? That's not singing. That's just awful. Why did they even think that they were going to win a competition sounding like that? I mean, how did you know that you sounded great?
Well, I didn't, but my mom said that I was sounding good, so I thought maybe I have a chance to go to the auditions, because I would like to go on TV, because I see all the celebrities on TV and I think like, oh, cool. But I didn't expect to win.
So how, I mean, is it your dream to be a lawyer on TV? Is it your dream to be a singer on TV, or just be on TV and do a little bit of law on the side? What would be your ideal position?
I think a singing lawyer.
A singing lawyer. Okay. Who's on TV?
Yeah.
That is amazing. If you could choose any performer in the whole world to perform with, who would it be?
Andrea Bocelli.
I mean, he is amazing. Let's not kid.
Yes.
He's like beyond amazing. And the fact that he is blind and he stands on stage, you can see that the music is oozing out of his heart. I mean, I don't know about you, but would you not be too starstruck to sing with someone like that?
It would be amazing. I can't imagine to sing with Andrea Bocelli. He's like the man. Yeah.
He's like at the top of that. And if you could choose a woman performer, who would it be?
I think.
I mean, you obviously don't want to mention names in case you get into trouble, because then the other one might say, well, what about me? She didn't say me.
I think still Jackie Evango, I think.
Still Jackie Evango. That is amazing that you look up to Jackie. I mean, Jackie's probably about, what, 18, 19 years old now? So she's only a couple of years older than you, and you looking up to her. So then my next question is, do you see a value in talent competitions, in identifying talent? Or do you think that, and I'm saying this now because you obviously are there, but a lot of people, for example, are great singers, and they try and they try and they go perform at on Queen's Day, they go all the way to the park and they play their violin, but they never win music contracts. And then they go play in the train stations and they do a couple of little shows at birthday parties, but they never win any music contracts. Do you think that having a show like Holland's Got Talent is maybe giving more people an opportunity? Or do you think it's just about providing entertainment for people to watch?
Well, some people aren't becoming famous after the show. Some do, like me and Jackie Evango. Some people win and then, yeah, they're out of the spotlights and you never hear of them again. So sometimes it's just for people to watch TV and for the program, and sometimes they become famous.
What's your secret? Why do you think you have been on the radar and you keep getting all these invitations, and why do you think that you're still around and you haven't just disappeared under a cloud?
I don't know. For me, I'm just Amira. Yeah, I don't know.
What does Jan think? I mean, Jan's your manager. Jan must know something. Why do you think Amira is still on everyone's minds all the time?
Because she has an amazing talent. She can sing beautifully, and all people from around the world want to hear her singing again and again.
But I mean, you could say that if you took any other person who sings on the program, you could say, well, they sing very well and lots of people want to hear them. They watch the program, the ratings were very high, so they must be very good. Why do you think she's still sticking around?
Because she has a very unique voice. She has a very unique sound. She has a very crystal clear sound. She clearly demonstrates when she's performing that she really likes it. She really has fun in it. That is what she told earlier. You need to do something in which you have fun, which you enjoy, and it will show to the audience. It will show to all the people. And because she has so much fun doing her things, this is also part of her magic.
I like that. And I think that's very important. I've always believed that if you do what you love and you love what you do, then success will come to you. And if you're not money driven, people who are money driven feel pressure, because if they're not getting what they need to, then they start thinking there's something wrong. Whereas for you, you're just doing it because you absolutely love what you're doing. And I think that it shines through. And I did see a video clip of you performing in South Africa. You were performing with an Italian opera singer. And he, do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, Patrizio.
Yeah, Patrizio. And he was singing, and you could see he is a natural singer. He's really good, but he was really putting in the effort to hit those notes, and you could tell that the passion was there. You made it look like, I'm just having a cup of tea. It was so easy for you. How do you make it look so easy? You really didn't look like you were straining, or, you know, the vibrato, you'd think that you're really pushing it out. You just did it effortlessly.
Mm.
What is your secret to doing it so effortlessly?
Well, it's like walking. It's like I just sing, and if I'm just walking the house and la 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 la, it's just, yeah. It's for me. It's like walking.
That is amazing. See, now that is when you know that the talent that you have is a natural talent. And I mean, I don't think that we've even reached your full potential, even close. I mean, we're just scratching the surface, and already we're seeing amazing talent. And I think that obviously with a little bit more guidance, and as your voice grows and your breathing techniques and stuff grow, I think you are going to be the big name. You know, when you said Andrea Puccini, he's like the top. You're going to be the top woman when people talk about opera. How does that make you feel?
Nice.
But you're like, if it happens, it happens. I'm only Amira. I don't really mind.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what happens. I just say, Amira. Yeah.
Well, that I think is important. So I think that is a great way to end, to let people know that, of course, this is about staying true to yourself. It's about doing things that you are passionate about. The fact that you do it with love, and you actually take your words and you put them into action, because you then go out and give to a very important cause that is close to your heart, to help children, give them an opportunity to play. I think that is so amazing. It's a wonderful thing. I know that your parents are very proud of you, but I'm just telling them now just to be extra proud of you, because I get to interact with a lot of students. I mean, I teach a few thousand students a week, and, you know, I don't always get to see that kind of generosity. And I don't mean because you have the money, you can do it. It's about taking the initiative. You know, it was your idea to take money and actually do that. And I think the fact that you are driven to do that is an amazing thing. So you are a wonderful role model. You are a very talented singer. I get goose pimples. How do you say that in Dutch?
Kippenvel.
What is it?
Kippenvel.
Kippenvel. I love that. Kippenvel, when your skin. Vel is skin, and kippen, what is kippen?
Chicken.
Oh, like hunde. Oh, like hunde. Okay, so kippenvel is like when you get chicken skin, when you actually watch your performance, and you actually, I mean, when I was showing the students in class the video clip of your babbino one, and there's even the English translation of you talking to the judges, and the one judge, when he said, oh, you know, what did he say? Am I going to be scared, or something like that? And he said, is it veilig? And you said, yes, it's veilig. And the audience are like, oh, they didn't like that comment. But then you came out with that song, and I watched his face, and you could see but did he not know that you could sing like that?
No, he was like, do I need ear plugs? Protect my ears, and I said, no, it's safe. And first they were like, no, it's a little girl. She can't do anything. And then, yeah.
No, but had he heard you before? I mean, surely he must have heard the auditions, or was that the first time he had ever heard you?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, because I mean, that blew his mind. In fact, all three judges were completely, you could see by their faces that you really caught them off guard. And I think that's such a lovely thing, that you can surprise people. They look at a young girl in a small package and think, oh, she's probably going to sing a nice little sweet song. And then you say opera, and they go, opera? No ways. A little girl doesn't sing opera. And then huge song out, and then they just can't believe what they see. That is amazing. I'm still amazed at your ability, and I'm wishing you, because I know that you are going to be huge, and one day that we knew that famous Amira, the one who's now at the top, who's also not just a top opera singer, but she runs the most amazing foundation to build playgrounds and a whole bunch of other things all over the world in some of the poorest areas, because I'm sure that when you go to perform somewhere, you think to yourself, now I could do something over here with my foundation. And we hope that your foundation grows from strength to strength. And Amira, let's see, it says here, Lorraine says, thank you for sharing your talents with the world. I look forward to following you. And thank you, Steve, for introducing us to Amira in the interview. Lisa, I'm not sure who typed the message. You can just hold up your hand if it was you. It was Lorraine. It was Lorraine. And of course, Govinda in Nepal was very impressed with your ability and also the things that you bring to the table. So what I'd like to do is, before I end, I need you to kind of lean towards the camera and smile, because when we have these YouTube videos, sometimes YouTube freezes on a particular frame when you're like this. And then it's not such a great one. So we want to try and get one of you smiling if we can. So big smile. Are you ready? Is that your smile? Ah, there we go. That looked like an Amira smile. Excellent. And last one, just in case we like to just double check. And got it. Wonderful. Amira, I'm going to stop the broadcast over here. Thank you to all the international viewers. We had a whole bunch of people watching it live on YouTube as well. I will email you all the pictures and the YouTube videos so that you have it as